I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
I'll second him.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Financial matters?
Well, as of today, the available budget left is $15,156.84, and we've used 24.2%.
Okay, was that within our range? Judy's figuring.
Well, it was July through October.
Yeah, we're about 33% of the way through the year, and we've only used 24% of the budget, so yeah.
Okay, I'll have a motion to approve the financial report. Second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Those opposed? No, so carried. Correspondence?
I sent you guys some minutes by email and also proposed Conservation Commission meeting dates.
Yeah.
I've got option A and option B, and I'm glad Amy's here because there was a question of Juneteenth as now a federally recognized
Yeah, you
holiday.
see, it was marked in for Tuesday, which is what we normally do when it falls on a Monday.
But for our state adherence to that, I had to kind of ask around. And Connecticut hasn't adopted that yet. So kind of, I don't know which we should send to the clerk.
So what is that, the 13th?
That is the June holiday.
Yeah, I know, but what was this, is it the
19th
13th of June? Oh, the 19th of June?
But the observed date is the 20th, which is the Monday.
But I don't think it's not a declared holiday yet for Connecticut, is that what you're saying?
That's what my understanding is. Marie
What's
said
the holiday?
that if we have to change it, we should keep our scheduled meeting, but if we
Yeah,
have to
we
change
should do
it,
a
call a
special
special
meeting.
meeting.
I would agree with that.
So the one I sent to you by email has the
Tuesday.
Tuesday. I
You
printed
want,
out another set.
so we do Monday instead unless
So what
Yes.
is the holiday in June?
it's,
It might be adopted by the state by the time
I
that
know, but
holiday
what is
comes
the
around.
holiday?
refresh us on that. What,
It's the emancipation of, I think it's the Declaration of the Emancipation of the Slaves in the South from the Civil War. Happened on maybe June 18th.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you now, Bernie.
Yeah, it's, the date is the date that the last state was notified by the federal troops, I think it was in Texas, where took the longest to get to the word that the war was over, slaves were emancipated. And the June 13th is when that took place, and I'm pretty sure that's what the holiday is based on. The last official notification of emancipation.
Is it 13th or 19th? It's the
13th.
13th.
It's June 13th, but it may not be held on June 13th, maybe a Monday holiday.
Okay. Well, the 13th of next year is a Monday.
Well, that's
The
coincidental.
federal observed date that I found was the 20th.
Oh. So Dan found that the federal observed date was the 20th.
Yeah, it's called June 13th.
Yeah, it takes place later. Holiday wise.
Oh, it's Sunday, June 19th. Google's saying it's June 19th, Bernie.
Okay, yeah, I don't know, whatever day it's held, but the holiday, like Christmas is Christmas, New Year's is New Year's, the holiday is called Juneteenth, I think, for June 13th.
Okay.
Am I right about that, Mary?
What do you say?
I'm gonna look it up.
Asking Mary.
Okay. This is
But I agree. I mean, if it is the 19th and the 20th is observed, keep the schedule the way it is and then,
I'm wrong, it says celebrated in Texas on June 19th, 1866. I don't know where I got 13th from, so I apologize.
no, that's okay. I was thinking it was the 13th too. So,
Okay, so we're all set. We're to use this new one for now,
Unless something changes.
unless you let us know differently. Okay. Incoming mail? Any, yeah, incoming mail?
Yep.
Newsletter, Wildlife Magazine.
And, invitation to the Audubon Annual Meeting of Members. Audubon newsletter.
Mhm.
Invitation from the Connecticut Association of Conservation Commissions, commissions, for their annual conference. Takes place November 6th. That's something I think we could spend some money on. There's a $30 discount off of the $60 registration for ECWAC members.
Will you be going to that?
I would like to. Here's a copy of the, and actually this one can go around as
I
well.
think it would be, because you can bring home the information to
Absolutely.
us.
Yeah, it's, they've got the program on there.
Mhm.
Copy of the Connecticut Wildlife Magazine, September, October.
Mhm.
And ECCD Outlook, the Eastern Connecticut Conservation District newsletter.
I get that in the mail.
Okay. And that is all we received.
Okay.
I did get incoming emails. One was an inquiry from Wes Howard, who's Director of Sustainability for Marionopoulos Prep. He, like the Stewards of the French River, we're looking for volunteer opportunities. And wondering if we had anything good to send his way.
You know, I've been walking along, the French River Trail from, behind the old Knights of Columbus building down to Riverside Park, and there's a lot of trash. So if they want to do a trash. cleanup.
Bernie, can you hear her?
Bernie, can you hear anyone?
Bernie?
Oh, yes, sorry, I was unplugged for a second.
Can you, did you hear what Judy said?
No, I was unplugged trying to get my earbuds working and they're not working. Sorry, Judy.
I was wondering. if you were-
Yeah, Wes Howard from Marionopoulos was looking for a project for his students, and I suggested that I've been walking on the French River Trail from the Knights of Columbus from the cul-de-sac down to Riverside Park, and there's been a lot of trash, so that might be something that they want to do a trash cleanup for.
Trash cleanup was very good.
Yeah, why were you referencing me there?
Who's on the, going back, who's on the committee for the French River? The French River committee that started,
Oh, the stewards of
the
the French
stewards,
River?
yes.
Oh my gosh, a fella named Mike, what's Mike's last name? Let me open my emails. I'm like completely drawing a blank.
Well, how many were there?
Well, there were, the meeting that I went to last month, I think there were 4 or 5. It was, the fella that used to run the Knights of Columbus facility there, and his wife, She works for the Northeast District Department of Health.
Oh, Maureen
Maureen
and her husband?
and her husband, yeah. and
Birch.
Birch, thank you, yeah.
Maureen had a
It's
different
Dicky
last
Birch,
name,
right,
but-
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All I can think of is I know another Maureen and her last name is Fitzgerald, and that's all I can think of. Maureen Marcoux.
Yes.
And there was a woman, I can't remember her name, and then a fella, Mike. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to open my email. Mike,
Are they employees of that building or are they volunteers?
no, so they are the former Knights of Columbus, and they've reorganized as the stewards of the French River. And what they would like to do is adopt the river and adopt the French River watershed and do projects within the watershed to help support and sustain it. Here we go, Mike Dorsey is his name.
Mike, what?
Dorsey?
Oh, the retired cop?
Was it
No,
Darcy?
you're thinking of Mike Darcy.
This is Dorsey,
Dorsey,
D-O-R?
Dorsey, yeah,
Different one.
yeah, he doesn't look like a cop.
So what, as a group, what kind of capabilities do they have?
Well, I don't know. I was only meeting with the board of directors, I guess. And I don't think they have a big membership. But they did say that they do have members. And they're just thinking about anything that they can do. So cleanup projects might be, within their capabilities. They'd like to do water quality monitoring. So I connected them with Jean Pillow.
They'd like to do what?
Water quality monitoring. Yeah, and then I suggested a couple other things. They could do RBV, the insect, the stream insect assessment. That actually might be a good thing to try to partner with some of the schools, if they could train, get a couple of the teachers on board, and then the students can learn how to do the assessments, and then they can go out in the fall and do them.
So would they do this under your direction then?
Well, no. I'm happy to make suggestions. Yeah, I'm trying to decide actually how involved I want to be. I have to be careful not to get too busy, because I do that to myself and then I have too much going on. Another thing I suggested to them maybe was a rain barrel sale, something like that. So I think those are the types of things that they're thinking about, maybe at some time in the future, looking for projects to do like rain gardens or something like that. But I think that
Who was kind of the spokesperson for them?
it seemed to be primarily Mike. So he was the one that reached out to me and seemed to be running the meeting. So I don't know if he's the chair or what his position is. So. But yeah, I'm happy to help out, in any way I can.
Are they gonna do this on their own then, or what?
I guess so. I mean, if anyone wants to partner with them, they can collaborate with the town or,
I could
Last
reach out to
Green
them
Valley,
if, got a contact.
yeah.
I think Dan, that would be a very good idea.
I've had a bad experience with Mr. Birch.
Oh,
So he's probably the only man in town that I wouldn't want to work with. When we were with Thompson together and we worked with the Turkey Federation, I had asked for an accounting of the monies and he wouldn't give us an accounting. And then we were going to spend some monies on the tables to put in the park. And he didn't like what kind of tables we were put in. And wouldn't give Thompson Together the monies. So it was kind of a bad experience. So if he's involved, I would
Oh, well,
rather,
Norma, you don't have to be directly involved in every little project that's going on. Yeah. You know, I wouldn't worry too much about it.
okay,
I mean, I'm taking what you said with a serious grain of salt, and I'm glad you said it because it's something we'd have to be aware of. You know.
you'd have to be aware of, especially if
Exactly.
if they handle any money.
Exactly. But if he wants to help, let him help, and we'll just keep our eyes open.
Yeah, I think, they're really a fledgling organization. They're not quite sure what their direction forward is, so I think they'd be grateful for. any
I think it would be
assistance
good if they kept the trash cleaned up from that area,
I think that would be a
from
good
the
spot,
beginning
a
of
good
it,
project for
really
the
down.
students.
Even they can go down through the park to the to the bridge.
Like what Judy was saying, I kind of think that the educational, we could try to broach that with Wes Howard. Maybe try to get some teachers into this idea too, and get something more out of it.
Yeah.
That would be great. Will you be talking with,
I probably will be. I told them that I'd be willing to assist wherever I can, so,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm happy to.
Who's
I'm happy to
Wes
do that.
Howard?
He is the Director of Sustainability at Marianapolis.
Oh, okay, he was the one that married him, okay.
And I would think that they're looking for, I mean, picking up trash is the most basic, most considerate thing that one person can do, but
Right.
I think they're looking for an educational component, and there's a potential with that.
you're talking about the Marinapolis, or you're talking about?
Marianopolis.
Okay, yes, I agree. But I was thinking the stewards, it would be a good project for them to keep the trash picked up. And,
Sure.
and I think it would be good to involve Marinapolis in educational programs. So I'll agree with that. Any other discussion on that? Might assist Dan.
Well, I think that's a great direction. I'm glad to give them a reply. If you could just send me an email, or you got one?
Yeah, I have it right here. Let me see. I closed my email, so hopefully I didn't lose it. So I don't have to see it here.
Dan, you have time for that? How's your schedule working out now that it's been, a month or two?
How
You
is your
have-
schedule working out with doing Marla's job? Have you got, can you?
Oh, my goodness. The other job, I'm back to the full-time responsibilities in the short chef. The person my replacement had a stroke, and it's so I'm kind of got the full shoulder, full weight there, and helping Marla a bit with the wetlands responsibilities, and there's a lot going on. I a
You
couple
got
times
in deep quick.
saying the other job,
Well, how about? Shall we put a hold on that? Working with Marinapolis until you get through this and wait till spring?
I think
Oh.
such a thing's probably gonna take some time to organize, and that it wouldn't hurt to get the thoughts rolling on it.
Okay,
So I
okay, if you
don't,
think,
yeah, that's,
what you're-
I'd be willing to help out if I can, if I'm available. If that would help you.
okay,
I think I'm kind of finding my footing with the conservation responsibilities. I still haven't been able to check on the conservation properties one by one yet. But I forming a game plan.
mhm.
So it's a lot to learn.
Yes. Okay, any more discussion on, need any more direction on that? Okay. Okay, moving on to the
I sent out essentially a form email of sorts, to 50 past recipients of
The
the Bluebird
Bluebird
nesting
nesting,
box.
yeah.
And I've gotten, I think, 5 people interested in the next distribution. I sent them a reply saying we have added you to our distribution list and we'll contact you when we have more information. Still no pictures back from previous installations, which was one of the asks in my letter. If you had one installed, please send us a picture. But I'm hoping when people get to their less urgent emails that they go out and snap a picture on a nice day.
Mhm.
I've been keeping that list. I found more names of past recipients to add to the list. Found more pictures in old files. So getting quite a file collection and spreadsheet going with the past recipients. I think it's a strong program. If we advertise it next year, it seemed like it was just more attention it got and more that were going out, and that the population for the bluebirds is doing quite well for it.
Bernie, when are the Bluebird houses supposed to go up?
Well, theoretically now, before the ground freezes, so they're up. When the birds come early before you can really stick a post in the ground, the birds will start coming back. So theoretically now, but we've never done it now. It's always been a spring thing.
Carolyn used to have them in the office. If you have people inquiring now, would you like them?
Well, I told Dan I'd bring a couple and I haven't gotten around to
Okay.
it. He's got one, I think. Is that correct, Dan?
Okay, you're all set then.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, what else? Now you're going into the report?
A couple items we've already covered regarding meeting dates and the nesting boxes.
Yeah,
Regarding request for review of development proposals, I haven't had anything sent my way.
the what?
Development proposals, there
Okay,
hasn't been any
alright.
reviews.
Yeah.
Habitat newsletter, I did some research and found that it's on hiatus.
Mhm.
And I sent an email inquiring statuses. Nothing back yet.
Mhm.
Stewardship ideas for stewards of the French River and Marionopolis Prep. Been trying to form a game plan to visit the conservation easement properties based on Carolyn had sent a letter out, and I'm kind of going to model her actions on the last time she went to start reviewing these in bulk. I think it worked out for her. Good to meet the people.
Mhm.
We've taken a lot of wetlands complaints, and a lot of these people have the perception that land is protected, or you just can't do this, you can't go cutting trees, you can't do this. But there's one example I brought up earlier with Amy about Aquatic Town Farm Road on land that abuts Boy Scout property. Big chunk, but at the roadway, there's 3 parcels that aren't satisfied with the way the new owner is using the property. And it came to our office initially as a wetlands concern, but it's turned into doing this, it's doing that, it's doing this, and doing that. Some degree, some of those activities is allowed to do, but it's causing consternation and difficulty and a kind of a neighbor feud situation that the people who lived along the road that love to have the woods in their backyard always thought it was a sacred space and nobody could do anything with it. But
A lot of people think that today. Sad to say.
so I don't know when this property was purchased. It's a new owner in the last couple of years, but it's land, it's like a 65-acre piece that abuts the Boy Scout property over by Aquatic.
Mhm.
I mean, that could have been an opportunity. Like, I don't know.
But the Boy Scouts are going down instead of up.
Yeah, that's true. That's
That's Rhode Island Boy Scouts.
Rhode Island. Yeah.
Mhm.
Is their land an opportunity?
Yes, they've been selling off some, yes.
I think that it's gonna be a mission of mine not to let it get out of developmental control here. Nice base.
Mhm. Yeah, but if someone else owns it, you can't,
Yeah, you know, you gotta own it.
you gotta, the owner can do within, not destroy, but the owner can do
Dan,
certain.
are you getting at trying to acquire it for conservation land? Is that what's behind your comments?
Yeah, and I know that Thompson has reached its state goal,
Mhm.
its share of the state goal.
Yeah.
But the state hasn't nearly met its share of the state goal.
Mhm.
And I don't know if there's the power to arm twist or if that reflects favorably in any grant application we try to get from the state, that the state still needs to protect about 2,000 acres to meet its 2021 goal or 2022 goal.
But how much
In
of
Thompson.
this,
Does that land abut, sorry, I'm reading the note now. Does that land, this is the Boy Scout property we're talking about.
Yep.
Does that abut the state land? Aquatic State Park? Do you know? Have you-
The Boy Scout land, I believe, abuts Aquatic State Park.
Okay.
The Rhode Island Boy Scouts.
Yeah,
Rhode Island Boy Scouts abut Connecticut State land.
Yeah.
yeah.
Do, can I ask, this is probably a question more for you guys and Bernie. Has this commission in the last few years directed any energy towards identifying properties for protection? I remember that's something that we talked about way back in the early days, but it was sort of a far off goal. We weren't organizationally ready to start taking that kind of a
Well,
step. We were
not-
still sort of inventorying.
Not whole, no, we didn't do any inventory, but we bought the Furno property up by the tri-state marker.
Remember that?
So that
Yeah,
would be,
And Bull Hill, we've been involved with Wyndham Land Trust.
Wyndham Land.
directly.
yeah, Tamla Preserve, I remember. I think Carolyn was involved in assisting with that. Okay, and I don't know if that's kind of what you're getting to, that's an interest or a priority for you, is to try to start maybe putting together some sort of list of properties that maybe we should target for preservation. I'm not saying we have to actively pursue them, but I'm just saying that, these are properties that would be appropriate. And if the opportunity presents itself, we would be ready to support it.
I think the bulk of what we've done, not all, but the bulk has been in supporting what the aims and goals of Wyndham Land Trust. 'Cause
Okay,
they-
all right.
Yeah, because they've
That's what I was
put
asking.
together quite a bit of land in Thompson,
They've been very successful, yeah.
right?
Well, I know one parcel that I've always been interested in protecting, of course, and I'll bring it up time and again, is all that open space land on North Grosvenor Pond.
On what
that had
little pond?
previously been subdivided, and the subdivision
What?
has since expired.
Oh, Lily Pond.
That whole area,
Yeah.
that
Mm.
100 and some odd acres,
Yes.
yeah, and I'd love to see that protected.
Well, isn't that owned by whoever owns Putnam Bank now?
Centerville Bank?
Centerville Bank.
Right, I think that went with Putnam Bank and that bank purchase over to Centerville. So, maybe it's, not a bad idea to, start planting the seed that would be a really good
Yeah.
community contribution on their part.
Dan, do you remember when you were putting your report together, when the state's open space and watershed land acquisition grant. Do you know when the next grant round is?
That one ends October 31st.
I knew it was coming up, so we'd have
And
to,
that's an
oh, sorry,
extension.
you've got a date
Yeah.
right there. Add me. I thought I saw it somewhere.
But I
Okay.
think if we have a solid plan,
For next year.
For next
maybe.
year.
Yeah,
Well, you'd have, what, do an inventory? Or
yeah. And
maybe talk to Wyndham Land Trust, see if that's something they want to protect.
I know Andy probably has a list of properties he's been interested in.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Yes. Maybe we should look into that to see if any of it's in town. Well, at this point, it would be Bull Hill, wouldn't it?
See what they have. I know they've been trying to expand that property, but
I think any property that abuts are something already protected probably should be the focus.
and water quality is very, very good in that pond because the entire watershed around it is undeveloped. So were that to be developed, it would diminish the water quality there.
But if best and largest aquifer that we want to protect is by Little Pond, to me,
Plenty of land over there too.
we need to
Yeah.
look at some of that to protect our aquifer. 'Cause who knows? I know this year we've had rain and more rain, but
Yeah.
um,
So maybe this is something that we should think about looking at, is trying to establish what our priorities are
mhm,
and then see how that fits with properties in town that we might want to start.
okay.
Some sort of future land acquisition, whether it be working with the land trust or possibly the state or other.
So back to my initial thought, that, is there a way that we can get state interested in protecting their share?
We can reach out.
The state hasn't had much success, in my opinion, but as far as taking care of the land that they have already.
Yeah.
And unless it's a really, really unique parcel of land, they don't typically go after it. They'll try to encourage the land
So
trust.
I wouldn't put any pressure on
to-
anyone
yeah,
to,
to
for
do it.
the state. I would rather work with the land trust.
I think their shortfall still might help us in a grant application.
Yeah,
In your notes, you had stated what percentage or how many acres of the state owned and how many acres had conserved. Where does farmland preservation come in there? I'm sure you took,
you know that, I'm not sure about. I don't know how farmland preservation goes into this particular program.
Some of the types
Department
of,
of Agriculture has purchase of development rights, which
Right.
is how they've been working on preserving farmland. And Natural Resource Conservation Service, which is USDA, also has a similar program.
so where do they come in?
Yeah, so we
So we may be,
yeah.
if you count that as state land, that may not be that under those figures.
protected state land under like the 490.
No,
No, it's the sale
farmland
of
preservation.
farmland preservation.
So-
Yeah, it's the sale of development rights in order to keep
I-
the farmland.
I think
Farmland.
the metric that we were measuring that by still had us at 3.2%. For the state, towards the goal. And I think that was about 6,000 acres or,
Yeah, but is it included in that is the farmland preservation program? Question mark.
Yeah, that's the question you're asking. We don't know. Do you know, how much land is there in Thompson that's been preserved under that?
I don't
program?
know. That's why I'm
I don't
asking,
either. Okay.
because I believe the farmers just sold the development rights in quite a bit of land. And I was wondering if that was counted in any of it, because to me, it's preserved land.
I'm not certain. I think it counts as open space, and that's the state open space goal. I would think if,
So anyway,
Yeah.
you can, I don't
I'll
need to know now,
yeah,
but if you want to
clarify that.
check.
There is a bunch of other grants on, that
Oh.
they all kind of have the same, date. They're wrapping up now for their
Mhm.
application period. Some have rolling dates, some have already closed for the fiscal year, but, North American's Wetlands Conservation Grant. There's aquifer related grants. I don't think I have that in this list. Repair grants for religious properties. There's a number of things that we could build up a good ask and try for it, I think, with a well-prepared next year.
Mhm.
That
For
may-
religious properties, would that be a graveyard or would that be a?
That's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, I was, some of them specifically excluded graveyards,
Excluded?
excluded.
Okay,
But there are still graveyard grants. We have the one that runs through 2022,
right.
and that will need to be in our list of grants that we're
Mhm.
asking for. But recreational trail grants, urban and community garden grants,
Yeah.
there's,
But- The trail grants, the trail committee would look into and so,
we want to make sure that they're asking it for something though.
Yeah.
If, there's a good idea that, we see what we can try to get.
Yeah. I was thinking about,
Dan, I'm sorry, go ahead, Judy.
I was just thinking about that for the Agriculture Commission. Would they be, how active are they, and would they be interested in working with our commission to maybe look for some farmland preservation grants? What's the temperature there?
I don't know. I don't sit on the ag committee, so I don't know their activities.
Isn't Tara pretty much in charge of grant writing? If she is, Dan, have you communicated with her on all these little grants that might be available?
Here, vaguely, she's had me do some research for one she's applying for now.
Right,
What's that one on?
I think that's the open space grant.
yeah, she talked to me about it. What is it?
Urban Green and Community Garden Grant, maybe, I know.
Well, there's a small plot of land she's working on right now that's like a $2,000 piece of land is all. That's the one she talked to me about. I don't remember where it is though.
There is the project at the airline turntable,
Right,
Yes, that's it.
Okay,
and she had wanted me to ask the commission. Somebody might have firsthand Furno property acquisition. What our town open space fund could be used for? If it could be used for legal fees, surveying. I've tried, I didn't find the bill, for anything, but I've found mentions that it was used for this, it was here for this, so it can be used, that town open space fund can be used for a number of different things, including purchase of the property, including surveying,
Yeah.
and legal. And I did, inquire what we had in that town open space fund. It was $104,000.
Okay, yeah.
So I don't know if that's a opportunity there. That fund was built from fees in lieu of open space
Mhm.
development
Right.
applications.
Right,
Carolyn really believed that
Oh,
was
yeah.
a good way to get some money for that account. And I mean, it's not humble money for terms of big dreams, but
Mm.
I think and still there's some money in an account. That hasn't really, not much goes on with it. I don't know if it's something that could be put to use.
To what?
I don't know, I want protected acreage if, but that's,
Well, which one is Tara looking at?
it's a little sliver on the airline for the turntable. I don't think it's even,
From the Furno?
no, she was looking at how specifically the money was spent, and also the process that the act. My read was that it was given to the town for past due taxes, but I don't know if I'm reading it
Journals?
correctly, or it might have been the Boshane or one of those other properties. There's a bunch of them around the same time that the town got for the tri-state marker area. And I don't think a lot of money changed hands. I think one of them might have been a tax situation. One of them was an estate, gave it to the town. And she was just wondering how, what the breakdown of, did we spend a lot of money on these things? And I couldn't really, looking in minutes, I couldn't really give her any clear answer.
John Rice might have some
John
answers
Rice.
for that. He's,
Oh, I put her in touch with Ron Tillman as well and told her
Okay.
what I know. Her questions to me were more about acquisition process and how long it might take. I think she was working on the grant money end of doing it. So I told her Ron had a better idea of that. He has way more experience in that area, so she communicated with him as well.
okay. Any other questions on your open space? Jan, you want any other information from us on that? Or you will,
I think I gave her a stack of email here highlighted,
yeah,
and kind of a little bit of some crumbs to kind of be able to write up
Mm.
first, so she could write her narrative for
Yeah.
the grant. And hopefully that is sufficient.
mhm. Okay,
Another item in the report was the open space goals, which we discussed. MS4 compliance, I haven't been able to talk to Kelly. Okay,
There is a webinar tomorrow. It's tomorrow on MS4.
oh, really?
I'm gonna sit in on this. I don't understand any of it. And I know Kelly's joining on for it as well. So you need me to
Will
have,
you be able to listen to the webinar?
it's
you'll be in.
it's
Brennan,
a
or-
possibility. I know I've gotten the email.
It's from CCM, yeah,
Yeah,
so.
so I could possibly work that into my other responsibilities there.
Mm,
What is it?
I
For
think
1
it would
o'clock,
be
I think.
good if you could.
Do they offer the recording?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I can find out. I'm sure there'll be a recording. I can get that for you.
Back, back to the train discussion.
Yep.
I think you said in your report something about you were working on an MOU with the Historical Society. Could you
Last
explain that?
month, at our last meeting, I brought the MOU,
Mhm.
which was, can't remember the family's name, the Butlers. Working with Joe,
Mhm.
John,
Martino.
Tira, to kind of draft some kind of foot in the door language to have an agreement to place the materials on the property with the long goal of this being a park. And the Butlers, we're gonna run it by their attorney. It went through the town's council. And everybody. It was just a bad time right now for the Butlers to do this. I think they were appraising or something, and they wanted to hold off on it for a month or so, but I haven't had an update on that yet.
So,
The next goal would be a conservation easement. I think Tira's trying to get the state to add that to the airline state park. So don't know if it's gonna be easement purchased by the town or acquisition by the state.
okay, why did they want an MOU? What were we supposed to do?
The Historical Society basically needed some kind of permission to place materials that were donated to the Historical Society for this project. There was no place to keep these large stones, so they wanted to store them on site where the intended future use was to be. And I believe this is maybe liability purposes or just a contract stating, okay, this is what we plan to do. We're not going to allow people to dirt bike over here right now. This is our intention for this. I wish I had the language of it in front of me right now. It seems like a.
So it's just
a long
an
time ago.
MOU between you and the Historical Society, between,
The Butlers and the town.
oh, okay,
So,
okay, fine. I don't have a problem, but I just wanted to know what it was
Yep.
needed for.
I think might have been the Historical Society wasn't entirely comfortable without having that kind of
Mhm.
basic agreement in place.
I think it was in fairness to the Butlers as well, wasn't
Yeah.
it? If I understood it correctly.
Yeah, and
was
it
basically,
it clearly defines the roles and obligations of each party. so
Right.
that
Okay,
Everyone understands what.
Termination dates and that kind of thing.
Mhm.
But hopefully to be superseded by some kind of lasting, long-term agreement.
okay.
Healthy water plan. So I did some digging around and it was easy to find Natchog's plan. And I think healthy water plan for Thompson with the 5 Mile River is a completely achievable project. Was that the river that you wanted to see this for?
Yeah, it's something, in fact, when the Conservation District got the contract with, well, before we got the contract with Deep, I was actually pushing for the 5 Mile River, the Natchog ended up being. So we actually came very close to getting it funded a few years ago.
So this was a many town agreement. 5 Mile would be Thompson, Killingly, and Putnam. And
It might be beneficial to try to work with the Conservation District to do that, because if,
I would think it would be very beneficial.
yeah,
to-
this isn't, the Natchog, the upper Natchog actually isn't complete yet. It was a partnership between Deep and ECCD, and Deep was doing a certain part of it, and ECCD was doing a certain part of it. We completed our part. They're still working on their part, so their
Who's
time,
they? Deep?
yeah, their timeline was a little bit longer than ours. So they're still working on their part. So it hasn't been completed yet. And this was the first one that was done in the state, so there was a lot of back and forth trying to figure out what the goals were, what the format should be, what the final product should be. So I think once they get their part done and the whole, entire plan is completed, They probably will have to do some sort of little evaluation to see if they're happy with the result. And then I would imagine they'll start making more money available for similar plans throughout the state. So it might be a couple of years.
How long ago did they begin their effort?
Quite a few years ago.
I think we did it 2 years ago. We finished writing it, I think we finished writing it just before COVID, yeah, so maybe 3 to 2 years ago. I think we worked on it for about a year.
I think kind of we can apply it to a template kind of approach to get the ball rolling here.
Yeah, and you know, we do, there is a 5 Mile River Greenway, which doesn't have any regulatory, authority or anything. It's sort of more.
Where does it begin? How many miles would it be? 5 miles?
No, it's not 5 miles, actually. I'm not sure. And we also had some informal discussion years ago about some sort of overlay district.
About what?
Some sort of overlay district. So that would be a zoning. We'd have to work with the zoning commission, but that would, in order to protect the water quality, because it is good water quality and because it is a potential aquifer area, it would restrict certain types of businesses, gas stations, or dry cleaners, or things that have a very, very high potential for a serious type of pollution if there were any spills or accidents or things like that. Because it's so rural, at this point in time, we don't have that kind of development pressure on it, but 40, 50 years down the road, who knows what's possible.
Especially some people want everything developed.
So that's sort of 3 different things we could kind of think about, maybe grabbing the strings and pull them together, I guess is where I'm going with that.
Okay, on to the next. The recording secretary position, we might have a candidate. Human Resources reached out to me, wanted to have a member of the commission and myself and Human Resources Director interview someone. They already work with 2 other commissions in town. I don't know who it is. But it's somebody who's already a recording secretary on other commissions.
Mhm.
If anybody wants to sit on an interview committee, or get that arranged, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, work with my schedule.
I think, Amy and you are more than adequate for hiring something like this. I don't think.
Yes,
Okay,
I agree.
Yeah.
okay.
Thank you, Bernie.
Hey, not on my plate.
Okay.
So Bernie, on our next item here, about the Verio website, I've gotten a couple auto renewal emails that these are scheduled to auto renew in November.
Amy's was on top of making sure that was canceled. Yeah, I think you said the old website, correct?
Oh, yeah, I had tried to cancel that, didn't I? I'll have to look back at it.
I
So
think we,
that was a while ago, so I'd lost thought of that.
Right.
You're right.
domain and the hosting is scheduled to auto renew in November.
Okay.
Um,
So if you've got the renewals, we'll just make another call
Yeah.
to them and let them know. Because you're fully integrated to the town website, right?
Yes, I haven't had to touch that in months.
Okay, great.
And Dan, I won't even ask you if you've had time to get familiar with it yet.
If what?
Dan has had a chance to get familiar with it, with working with it. I think he's had his hands full.
The
Town
Verio
The
website.
town
Oh, I
website, right?
keep the minutes And the member list is updated. The minutes are current, the agendas are current.
Oh, good. So you are playing with it then?
Yep. I
Oh,
haven't touched
nice.
anything like the barn survey or the cemeteries.
No, but weekly maintenance, that's good. That's a good way to start.
Yep, it's all current on the commission's administrative stuff.
Mhm.
On the next item, basics of ArcGIS, I reached out to Jim Larkin to kind of pick his ear on some questions I have about map basics. We haven't scheduled the time yet, and that's kind of one of those things where I'm looking for a little bit of a lull.
Mhm.
But I'm looking forward to making some maps. It's
Mhm.
always been of interest to me, and I'm looking forward to having the opportunity to gain experience in it.
Mhm.
Presentation is very helpful for the public, for seeking grants, for wayfinding. It's just, there's a lot that software can do.
Mhm.
And there is a big learning curve with it.
Yes.
Amy, do we have, do we just have the licenses for ArcGIS, or do we have, I'm not thinking of the right expression here, like an online account with Esri? Do you happen to know? I think we just have the license. Yeah, okay, because if we had an account with Esri where they were providing continual services, we would also have access to all their training modules. Which you could have tapped
That's,
into. But we
I-
don't, yeah.
we did, and we
Yeah, it's the company that creates
Creates the product.
ArcGIS.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah,
We,
okay.
we did at one point, and I think like 2019, we
Probably.
might have
Kind of
canceled.
pricey, yeah. If you're doing a lot of work, it's probably worth it. The other option is that Connecticut NEMO offers,
Is what?
Connecticut NEMO over at UConn offers an ArcGIS class, but I don't know. I actually tried to get on before the meeting to see if they had anything posted, if they had their workshop. It's like a 2 or 3 day workshop, and they take you through all the basics. And it'll probably just be a really good refresher for you, but.
But having that
But I didn't
subscription with the company that actually designed ArcGIS, having a subscription would give Dan the tools.
Well, it would
The
give,
extra
it would give
tutorials?
town staff access, right, to their tutorials.
How much?
But it may not, I don't know.
Oh, it's gotta be expensive. It's gotta be. I've dealt with this type of thing.
It's a question of whether it's worth it.
Yeah, if we had an engineering department
I
and
know.
a planning department, where you had a lot of staff using it, it might be worth it, but for what we do here, it's probably better to have the license.
It is
But Jim
pricey.
Larkin is a great guy, so.
Yeah, I think thousands a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say like 4,500, 6,000 a year.
Oh, wow.
That,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And the last item I had in my report was regarding the office phone. My phone calls were getting forwarded to Tira for a while. But I believe that is correct. My
It should
phone-
be correct.
Yeah, my phone's ringing off the hook now.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Wait a minute.
And I can dial out. I think, wasn't able to dial out either.
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
While you're reporting, have you, awkward question in front of Amy, but have you been working with your fellow members in the building? How are things
Yeah.
going?
Everybody, all good morning and got a good working relationship with Marla.
Mhm. You're still in contact with Marla? She
Yeah,
Has she had her
was in-
surgery yet?
She was in, she has it tomorrow.
Mhm.
She was in today. We did a couple site walks this morning. So she's showing me what I kind of need to be aware of.
Yeah,
Um, but I mostly do work with the finance office next door to me. Work with the building department next door.
Mhm.
Sometimes in the assessor's office and the clerks to
Mhm.
file stuff.
I was just wondering if you felt comfortable, and
Yeah, I do.
that's good.
It's, I mean, if anything, it's not having, strict conservation experience that I'm trying to get comfortable and confident with what I'm doing.
Mhm.
But the people, it's a good town hall.
I think so. Okay, moving on. Okay, old business update on, okay, conservation reviews. I think you've answered that. Bluebird houses, we've answered that. Fabian property with honor roll marker.
I spoke with Bill and had the map up, and he kind of gave me a story of it this morning.
Mhm.
It's an interesting spot. It's kind of there in the right at the curb almost.
Yeah,
And do we have a dedicated parking spot for that? There's, from my understanding, it's now a rental property.
Mhm.
So there's,
he's got an owner. What, he was gonna speak to the owner. Has he ever spoken to the owner?
he did speak to the owner, but they're kind of out of state, I believe and they're renting it. I gotta clarify that with him.
Mhm.
But we had it up on the screen and he didn't know a street address of it for a while, so we were trying to pinpoint where it is and we found it with Street View.
Mhm.
Are you familiar with this marker?
No.
Fabian Road, there's a memorial marker that's on private property.
In the middle of Fabian, on the main street.
On the main street where we do the Memorial Day parade.
Probably, yeah.
And we stop there on the morning, and it's
Yes.
literally on somebody's like front
Yes,
lawn.
that's it.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I'm familiar with it then.
We're trying to, the previous owner of the property maintained it and allowed access to it
Right.
and.
And now it is a renter, it's rented.
Mhm.
Looks like a rent.
So
So
we
is
want
it
to
the
formalize
intention-
some kind of access or,
Agreement to have it.
Or is there some specific reason why it's there? Out of curiosity.
It's a memorial to two of his brothers, I think.
okay.
The
Plus,
person that owns the house that doesn't
Oh.
own it anymore?
I don't know the history of it. You'll have to ask Phil.
Oh, it was one of Phil's brothers. Oh, okay.
We kind of just want to make sure that it's future appearance, future access
Right.
is
Mhm.
honored and maintained and if we need to formalize something to guarantee that.
Right, yeah, I wonder if the town could require easement, maintenance easement or something, maybe? That's the question for,
Yeah.
hang on, probably.
I'm just not so sure. What is the significance of that site?
Right, yeah, I don't. Phil,
Because if
maybe
there's no
knows more.
significance to the site itself, could the memorial be moved to
The town property.
maybe
that's-
the town property or the
Right.
cemetery or something like that?
Yeah.
Because I know on Memorial Day, we start at the cemetery there and then we move that monument.
Maybe that could be put at that cemetery, which isn't too far away from there.
I think that's an option too, because right now,
It's kind of in an odd
it's in
place.
an odd
Yes.
place.
Unless there's a real significance to
I think
having
it's
it there.
I've never even really noticed it driving by.
I don't know. how-
Pretty much right on the road.
Yeah, it's almost on the road before you get to the dam.
Yeah, I kind of know the general spot, but I've never really even noticed it.
What was it
Talk
a
to,
particular war? I don't, it's a
World War
war,
II or-
World War II?
I don't know. I think that's what
I
Phil
think it's
said.
World War II, yes. Check, fill out to see if he thinks it would be a good idea to move it, like to that cemetery, and they could go right to that cemetery for the memorial instead of on the street.
That came up as a potential outcome.
Oh,
I think maybe instead of outcome, we could look at it as an option.
Yeah.
Um,
I think it'll be a good option.
Because I will say during Memorial Day parades this past year, people just kept flying by. We were having the service and people just kept
Mm.
driving by anyways. And it was,
Yeah, and
Very-
there's no shoulder.
no
or anything
respect.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not just-
they just don't, people don't pay attention. So they
Really
just
don't expect
didn't
speed
realize.
on that road.
There were
I have-
flags and
Hmm.
bugle player and
Right.
people just kept flying by like nobody was there.
I wonder if a Thomas had owned that originally and that's why. it got
I don't
there.
know if the Thomas had owned that originally or what, how it ended up, how it started there.
I kept, it has something to do with the post office, but I don't know where that is.
I know,
it's
where was the
closed.
post office? 'Cause it
There
looks like it would have been
somewhere.
a post office. That's what it looks like. It
that's
looks
what
like
I
the front of a
wondered.
I
post
think it
office.
was post office.
And that's why
Oh,
it got
that's
put there.
why.
Yeah.
Then it got converted to a house.
Must be, yeah.
Okay. So anyway, that's still ongoing, that's good. Okay, any other old business? Okay, moving on to new business. We touched upon a few things.
yeah, I kind of think,
Anything we've skipped, anybody wants to bring up? Okay, citizens' comments?
I have none.
Members forum? No comments from the members. Okay. Announcements? Any announcements that's coming up besides November 2nd?
Veterans Day. Veterans Day will be held
Oh,
Oscar Swanson Park. Again, this year. It's always a nice service.
when is that?
November, well, the 11th, but wait,
Okay.
I'm gonna look at the exact date.
Oh,
Oh gosh, well, November 11th, it's Veterans Day, so it has to be in November 11th. They always celebrate it on,
Yeah.
we celebrate it on, so the 11th. So how many other?
and I couldn't read the sign outside.
I know I have to talk. to them.
Where's the trunk and,
The trunk or treat?
yeah, where
It's
is
gonna
it?
be at the raceway,
Oh.
I believe again.
We couldn't read it.
We couldn't, that's the part we couldn't read.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those things, you can take graphics and just transfer the PDF file onto it, and I just don't think it works well. It's just better to write it out instead of just transferring a graphic. So that's something good to hear. It's good to hear that you don't read it either, because I thought it was just my bad eyesight.
No, Carol and I, neither one of us
Neither
could read
one
it.
of us could read it.
And we got out of the car and then it got worse.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm playing with it. to
Yeah,
figure
it's
out
just
what
better
works.
sometimes just to write out the words. And I found when I was doing the sign, because now Marie's doing it, if I outlined things in like a darker color, so have it white on the inside and dark, it helped
Oh,
reduce the
define
glare.
edges, Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
even
that's
do
a
an
good idea.
outline, and it
Yeah.
helps reduce the glare a little bit for those of us who
Mm.
don't read or see well at night. So.
Me too.
Okay, any other announcements? Okay, which days are you here?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Monday, Tuesday, Friday, okay. So our future meeting date is November 15th at 7. Any other business to be brought up before this meeting, before I adjourn it? You're officially adjourned.
I don't.
Bye,
Have a good one,
Bernie.
Bernie.
Have a good night.
And I have the shortest ride home.